Hi, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, before we start, we're going to give people opportunity to log on and start. We can start sharing it on our social media. I I hear a little echoing. Is that me, Chrissy?
You're fine. Yes.
Okay, okay. And before we start, we're gonna give like we have one viewer on now. As everyone continue to log on, just please share and allow people to come on board with us this morning. We have a new soul partner that will be joining us, and that's Mr. Mickey Moore. Because at this time where we are in our businesses, we still need to continue to push forward. And so we will have a short conversation on what that looks like and what the different workshops he's going to get ready to offer us in order to continue to work on our businesses as we continue to move forward in COVID-19, moving up into 2021. Um, and I think everybody's excited that we're getting ready to leave 2020, but it has been so crazy. So we have a couple of viewers that has already popped on. So as you continue to pop on, if you can go ahead and share with your friends or your social media pages, and we will talk. One thing I do want to mention before we get into the conversation with Mr. Moore, we thank everybody for continuing to push and get your documents in with the CARES Act. As you continue to get your documents in with the CARES Act, if you have not received funding yet, funding may be coming your way. So I can't guarantee anything, but please, make sure that your documents are in the system. What happens is once all the money has been paid to the businesses that are currently in the system and that were already approved, the businesses that are sitting out there waiting, and other monies were not utilized from those other areas, maybe they'll be able to put back into that particular budget line, which is the businesses for our community. What would it look like if you're sitting there waiting and ready? So please continue. It may be discouraging, but get your stuff together at this time. And while we're getting our stuff together and making sure that we have all of our documentation in and continuing the conversation and what we're doing with Soul, making sure that we are coming together as a community and offering resources within the community so that you can continue to work on your business coming up into the new year. So we have Mr. Mickey Moore. He came to me, community, believe it or not, he came to me to help me, and I still haven't done right. So I'm preaching to you to do right. Don't be like me, and make sure that you can continue to work on your business. He had to track me down and say, "Hey, Katrina, we got to get on live, and I got this great stuff I want to share with the community, and that I can be a resource." I said, "I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it." But unfortunately, I had some family issues that rose up, and I just had to take a moment and a breather for a moment. But through that all, Mr. Mickey Moore, I will allow him to introduce, and we also have at the top, which I cannot do this without. I don't want to do it. I don't want to be without Chrissy Saunders. Chrissy is my right hand when it comes down to the production for the Capital City Chamber, and I appreciate you so much, Chrissy, and thank you for what you do, and also in your business. And we want to give a shout out to her business as well. What she did is go and check on Facebook, and she'll be able to show it at the end of this segment that she's doing something with Divvy Up Socks. I can't explain it. I will allow her to explain it at the end, but it's a shopping local initiative, as well as we coming up on the holidays, and that's also a part of Soul continuing to push local and what's going on in the community. And there is we have already popping on. I don't even have to say pop on and say hi, Mickey, fellow board member. So you already got people that your fan club. So you fan club.
Okay.
So at this time, I don't have a formal introduction, but I think the community know you very well. But in this space, as a Soul partner, Mickey, can you share with us what you will be doing to help with this as a Soul partner?
Sure. And thank you. And good morning to everybody. Katrina, thank you for the opportunity to partner with you. Kudos to what you're doing with the chamber and the board and the staff for the businesses in our community. So thank you very much. And Chrissy, good to see you. We cross paths quite often nowadays, and you're doing a great job for a couple of my clients as well. So thank you for what you do. But yeah, more business strategy. So being the principal and consultant there, I'm excited and want to be a resource for businesses in our community. And I think there's no more important time to do that during transition. And I think we're pretty much aware of what transitions COVID has caused, right? In so many ways. So if let me give you a little bit of background, and of course, I'm on my website, more2business.com. There's details about my background. I'm not going to go into all of it here, but just to know that in my former lives, I was a banker. I was in the finance industry for about 15 years. I was a consultant and trainer for a few years, and then an executive director of a nonprofit for about 10 years, multiple nonprofits. So then that brings me to my business today. And to your point, Katrina, it's being a resource through all the lessons I've learned, through the failures, the successes of running a business, whether it have been my own or a nonprofit, or helping other businesses as a business banker, or helping individuals as a consumer banker.
Nikki, let me say just one thing, because I'm about to burst over here. Okay, so basically, what you mean to tell me, you are an expert through your failures. I think that's all of us.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that's all of us, because we are our best teachers.
Mm-hmm.
It's so amazing, because when you get your business to a certain point, you say, okay, I'm not going to go back in that hole I just pull myself up out of anymore, or I'm not going to go through that transition anymore. And you try to do it a little better than what you did it the last time. And so
right.
That just makes, I wish I had a certificate for every experience I've done, or some type of award to say, okay, don't do this again.
That's right.
Or just, just checking the block and say, okay, don't do. And I get asked that question, how do you do what you do? I say, because I failed. So that's how I'm able to say how I did what I did. But I'm going to let you jump back into it.
Sure.
I'm sorry. I just picked up on that. I say, you mean to tell me your failure made you great?
Yes. No, look, I mean, again, risk and reward is something I think when you're running a business that you've got to consider, right? Mm-hmm. Risk and reward. But knowing that there's potential success and failure. And, we've all heard celebrate your mistakes, and that you celebrate them by learning from them and doing things differently. But I believe it's the courage to take the risk in the first place for that potential reward that drives you. So, so bringing me where I am today, my mission at our business here at our company is to help individuals and missions and teams and businesses get to a place maybe they've never been before, from wherever they are today to get there tomorrow. It can be a huge lift, and we understand that, but I'm willing to work elbow to elbow with people to get there in businesses. So, Katrina, when you and I met, it was under the original, let's connect with each other and understand your business, share about mine. And, if we can participate together in some way to make us both better, awesome, let's do it. But I was so fortunate that you would invite me to be a partner in the Soul organization and to help these businesses. So thank you for today. And I certainly want to answer any questions anybody has. And when you're ready to talk about maybe a couple of upcoming workshops, we can do that this morning too. So thank you.
Let me share with the community what drew me to you. Okay. The one thing that drew me to Mr. Moore, first of all, he got a little catchy tagline, more business, using his last name. That was clever. So I sit down and I said,
okay. You running the business.
Yeah. Yeah. So I said, well, how can I use Tuggerson? So, you just can't use Tuggerson in anything. Tug and go, I just tried, but it didn't work. So anyway, when I met with you, one of the things that drew me to the conversation more and more was that, Katrina, out of all that you're doing, and trying to help with the community, trying to be a communicator, trying to get the information out, what are you doing to work on your business? So sometimes we can be working so hard, even if you have a hair salon. We have our salons that are always out there trying to beautify us, make us beautiful, but are they keeping their business on the back end relevant? Do you have a person that's just working on your documentation, that's just making sure your 501c3 status is correct, making sure that everything is in line as with your documents that you need in place? And that's what Mr. Moore, he said, he's that expert that works behind the scenes to help you shine. And so everybody have, I don't know, is that what you call yourself, Ms. Moore? I'm just giving you all type of names and titles here. You just, yeah, it works. But as I said, you know what, that's not anything bad to just have somebody working on my business for me while I help others work on their business. So that's normally what the chamber does. The Capital City Chamber of Commerce we're always here to be a resource to help you work on your business. But on the other end, I need someone to always help with the chamber, with my businesses myself. I always have a team on the back end always helping me. With the businesses that I have myself, I have teams also working with me. I never say for me. Everybody always work with me. You can't do anything without a team. And actually, and what even through the Soul Partnership, it has allowed Capital City Chamber to build up a team of wonderful people. And with that team of wonderful people, we able to share our resources by connecting with like with Chrissy, yourself, the bookkeeping services that we have, also with the legal services that we have, and just a lot of resources, even including Women Wednesdays is continuing to go and spread the word throughout the community as well. So if you were to say, because I'm gonna let Chrissy jump back in and tell us about her opportunity, what she has going on. But if you were to leave anything for the next meetings that's coming up, so community, look out. We will have a series, at least 2 workshops coming up in December. We know the holidays are approaching, but after Santa leaves and before he comes, what are you going to be doing in 2021 as far as your business? So you need to already projecting that out. As a chamber, we'll already have a calendar projected for next year. And it's like we're going to operate like if we're not in COVID, but you always have to have a resource and a relief plan on the back end as well. So Mr. Moore,
sorry.
What type of
COVID? I'm just showing you I'm prepared. I'm just,
yeah. And look like to me, I need to go in some type of Zoom, IT, anything. But what would be your words for them to tune in as we unfold the next 2 workshops?
Thank you. Yeah, it's an important time to be looking forward. And I think the first that came through our conversation, and again, having been in these seats, and I think that speaks to, again, why I'm glad I have my own business, is that I can relate to the folks like Katrina and Chrissy and others that are in the seat of responsibility as a CEO, executive director, or even a COO. But the thing that really bubbled up quickly was, how do we best work in and on our business at the same time, right? And, we always hear the work-life balance challenge that we have. Well, even inside work, there's an integration of where you spend your time. So there are a lot of things that play into that. It says how to work best. It doesn't say how to be perfect in working in and on, because there is no perfection there. It's through a lot of different aspects, and we're going to share those in the workshop. Of course, prioritization, capacity, resources come into that. But I'll share you some trade secrets and best practices that I've used, through success and failure. But that's what I want to bring in, because it's constantly changing. That is the thing. It's never 30-70 every day. It's not going to be 50-50. It's like 30-40, and tomorrow it's 50-40. I mean, it changes. So you got to be aware of it as a CEO, how to work best in and on your business. Some other workshops, I think strategic planning, action planning is an important thing to be doing. As the owner of a business, you've got to spend some day-to-day operational time. We know that, right? The whack-a-mole of the business, it happens. But you've also got to spend some time above it all, visioning, seeing where you're going, providing a roadmap,
You
providing some clear direction for your teams, if you have one, and some consistent messaging to the community at large as to where you want your business to go. So I think those are probably the first two workshops we'll work out, but I'm game to talk about sales and sales management and fundraising and financial operations, business operations, all of the above, HR too. So.
And one of the things I also picked up on, if you run out of stories to share in order to teach people, you can get some of mine. Or, one of my stories would be what not to say and when to say it, and helping people through their business struggles. I have plenty of stories.
Yeah.
And that's how you build and from your stories and become a resource to other businesses.
Yeah.
And
let me add one more thing real quick, Katrina, before you toss it to Chrissy. One of the, I guess, most enjoyable parts of my job is that elbow to elbow time, executive coaching, if you will, mentoring, advising, being a confidant for the executive level, the C-suite, because we have team members, we have donors, we have investors, we have customers, we have clients. Some of those conversations in venting can't happen with them, right? They shouldn't. And being in the ear for folks like you and others that own their own business, I value that time and being a resource for that and having that confidence and guiding and with no discretion, being able to tell them, hey, I think this is a good idea. Maybe this is where you should go. That's the best thing that I do. That's the best thing that I do.
Thank you for that. And, it's so, you can't put it into words unless you're there. And like Capital City Chamber, we work with a lot of the small sole proprietorship businesses, car washes, all the way down to Uber, Airbnb. And we had an experience with an Airbnb as a business. So we actually had to, help that through the CARES Act. And how do you make sure that you're doing the proper documentation for that as well? But I see someone has a question. It says, Ms. Smith, she says, hi, Mr. Moore, briefly explain how you would help me with my cleaning business to be and remain competitive in my field. And Ms. Smith, everybody needs her services right now because of this COVID-19, but I'm going to allow Mickey to address that.
Yeah, we need it. Yeah, I agree. So, Carlette, thank you for the question. The first thing I need to do is to learn, right, more about you and your business. How you started it, where you want it to go. How do you do the things that you do? And most importantly, how do you see yourself as separate from the competition? The two words I'll mention is, your value proposition. So where are you spending your business development time? How are you getting new clients? And then what are you offering them? The value proposition. Are you selling based on price? Are you selling based on service? Or are you selling on your experience and expertise as the best cleaning business in town? Right. So I think value proposition is one of those early conversations that we would have to have. It's important to separate yourself from the competition, definitely, but try not to become a commodity in that regard, because some customers, that's all they care about. And you recognize that they're going to shop based on price or a promise of the best service. For me, I'm more of a relationship type person. I'm looking for somebody who's going to be anticipatory, responsive, competitive on price and product. But I want somebody who's willing to understand what my home or business looks like and who's in my home or business before I let them come in and clean it, if that makes sense. So if that's part of your value proposition, you would probably be different in the marketplace. So.
Great. And I just wanted to add to those of you that is left online listening to us, this will be up on Facebook all day long. As part of Mr. Moore being part of the Soul team, what you would have to do in order to get in contact with Mr. Moore through Capital City Chamber, please go to our website. On our website is a tab on there that says free consulting. the first consulting with Mr. Moore will be taken care of by the Capital City Chamber. So please advance your business. You have an opportunity. We will be offering these services up until December the 31st. Leon Cares provide us with the funding in order to take care of your first. See, Chrissy's already put it up on the wall. It's free consulting. So through this, from August to now, we've had the opportunities to have bookkeeping for you for, as a free consulting, legal services. Now we have Mr. Moore that we've added to the team to advance your business, or to say, let me strengthen where you are so that you can keep moving during this time. So we think we almost got, pieces of the puzzles coming together. We are here to serve you and help you where you are. We can't help you if you don't go on there, fill out that free consulting button, and get the services. Don't be ashamed of where you are. No one has it all together. If they have it all together, they wouldn't be on here listening or listening for what's coming down, even on MSNBC, CNN. No one has it all together. So I just want to encourage you to go out. She's showing our membership application now, which I never really push membership, but please join the Capital City Chamber. If you join the Capital City Chamber, these are one of the things that we do for members. Up until December the 31st, we'll be offering the free consulting as things unfold. Regardless of whether you're a member or not, we do not mind sharing with the community. We do not mind helping the community at all. But we do offer our membership a little extra pieces in there that I won't go into detail about right now. But again, I thank everyone for joining. Chrissy, do we have any more of questions for Mr. Moore?
We have comments.
Okay.
Carlette says, thank you for answering her question. And then we also have Champ Talley that wants to say thanks for all your support of local businesses, Capital City
Nice.
Chamber. And I actually have a question as well too, just because I'm a business owner myself. So when you find, and I know you can't give all the tips right now, but have you found that there's some secret system that can help people prioritize their time, or is there any little quick tips that could help maybe give clarity?
I got that one. Well, I go from an old home remedy that my dad told me: if you never get up, you'll never have anything. So just keep pushing. That's what I would say. What would you say, Mr. Moore?
Yeah, there's a lot there, but to be direct in it, there is no perfect science process structure. It is more of an art, okay, honestly. And I will say through prioritization, of course, but planning, that's where I'm going to start. For example, business development, right? Who is super comfortable doing sales and fundraising all the time, right? I think we all have a little piece of it that's uncomfortable, but we have to do it in a proactive and consistent way. So to put that into your time management schedule, you got to plan it. So it's on the calendar. It's from Tuesday and Thursdays from 10 to 11. I'm working from a list. I'm making calls. I'm visiting with businesses. Y'all see it. I check in a lot on Facebook and social media, coffee and conversations with this business or that business. And so for me, Chrissy, it goes back to planning and discipline. Planning and discipline. Now, of course, delegation and empowerment's a part of that as well. If you have a team where you can share the load, so much of our high performers, those that are business owners, you're a high performer. Okay, let me just tell you that now, because you're trying to work across so many lanes of your business. But finding time to let some things go and delegate to others and empower others will allow you more time to prioritize in the things that you need to be doing at that level, right? So there's a couple of things, but in that first workshop, working in and on your business, I'm going to elaborate definitely on more of them. But hustle is certainly that too, right? You do have to hustle. It's a 24/7 thing when the buck stops with you, but planning and discipline will get you a long way. definitely.
and just one more thing, I'm just picking up key things what you're saying. Um, one of the when you said everybody hates to do fundraising and all of that stuff, but you know what? I can honestly say I don't have a problem with that because um, the reason I don't have a problem with it because when I ask for people's money or companies to donate with what I'm doing, I do what I say I'm going to do with the money and the funding. So when you build that reputation and that trust and say that you're going to put this into the community or do what you say you're going to do with the funding,
Right.
people are more apt to don't mind donating or don't mind helping you get your resources out that what you're supplying. So I said, that could be a little troubling, but when I normally call or something like that, they know I'm calling with substance. You
Right.
just calling, asking people for.
And look there, and what I mean by that is, generally speaking, most people are uncomfortable with the sales process at some point, right? But there are some people that have some, intrinsic, talents that where they're just more comfortable with it. Most importantly, what I tell my clients is, what's your case for support and what's your value proposition, whether it be for profit or nonprofit, because the right structure and process in place, anybody can get more comfortable doing sales. Where it gets uncomfortable is the objections, and people hate being told no, and then they don't like rejection. So that's the biggest fear I've seen. But in my coaching, we talk about objections and the responses and how you handle them. So I like this. We can go all day back and forth.
I know. And I'm gonna be quiet because of course my mind is going, but I don't tell people no. I just tell them not yet. Anyway.
How do we get to yes? How do we get to yes? That's the point.
How do we get to yes? But at this time, thank you so much, Mr. Moore. And I'm looking forward to continue to indulge because what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to make my calendar available. If I'm not, Chrissy will be with you to be on your workshop so that I can learn through the back door on how to continue to work on my businesses. But at this time, we will allow Chrissy to share. So she shared this with me. I think it was Saturday morning when I was having coffee.
Yeah, I did not plan for this, but okay.
Yeah.
But I got it. Okay.
So I was like, okay, she's going to share this with us today. So I will allow her to share what she has going on with her company right now.
Awesome.
Yeah. So really awesome partnership. Many of you may be familiar with my business, which is Kitschy Wearable Art. But much more of you may be familiar with Divvy Up Socks. What they do is they place your image of yourself or your pet on socks, and they are based here in Tallahassee. They also helped with the mask effort with the city. They partnered with the city, Women Wednesdays, and also Capital City Chamber of Commerce and OAV to do the masks. So that was really cool. And during this time of uncertainty for businesses, they approached me to collaborate with them on a new product. And the new product, as you see here, is Goodco Jewelry. And you can put your image, a photo in a necklace or charm bracelet or accessory keychain. And it's a really fun project. So this is the website right here. If you see it pop up, you can get a great gift for the holidays. And a lot of us can't be with family this year. So this would be a good way to personalize and have a gift for family if, holidays look a little bit different this year. So, yeah, that's a really cool collaboration.
They look a little bit different and a little bit cheaper. So this is a very nice, inexpensive gift that has meaning to it. So Chrissy, one thing, so what I listened to was, so you can actually put your pictures on the socks and the necklace at the same time?
Yeah, they have tons of products. So I'm leading up the accessories department when it comes to jewelry and other resin products, which we make handmade resin jewelry, which is tree sap. So it's very good quality. But they also offer, custom jewelry, custom socks, custom masks, koozies, stickers. Yeah.
Nice.
Well, thank you. And Chrissy, tell us how we can get to what is the correct web. And she will have this posted on the end of the on the Facebook page, and it's called That's My Buddy. .com, and you will be able to go and shop locally here. And again, it's with Divvy Up Socks and Kitschy's Art Wear. Am I saying that right?
It's fine. Kitschy Wearable Art. So yeah, it's a collaboration. And, it's really funny. The city of Tallahassee is really good at collaboration.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have never thought that I would be in a position to have such a great partner in expanding the business, and it's just kind of wild and crazy. And so very appreciative for Divvy Up Socks. They are a social led business, socially missioned business. So basically with every purchase of a sock, they donate a sock to the homeless. And so it's very cool to see all those boxes stocked up with all the socks that they're donating to homeless shelters all across America. So it's a really good cause.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And again, I wanted to just take this opportunity to share what we're doing locally here. Since this holiday shopping season anytime, I thought that would be just add an extra touch to what we're doing here at Capital City Chamber with our partners. Also, I want to thank the community for always tuning in and sharing our Facebook posts, letting us know that you're getting this information out. And as information come out, we will definitely share anything that is coming up in resources about the CARES Act funding, any other opportunities or any funding that is coming available. One thing I want you to pay attention to today, at 3 o'clock at the Leon County Commission meeting, we also have the opportunity to be a part and collaborative with the Big Bend Minority Chamber. And we have the county is looking to, we have on the table to go before the commissioners to approve $1 million in order for a micro lending program for with FAMU Credit Union. So that is huge. That will be $1 million. And plus we already secured some more funding in order to do a micro lending program within the minority and small businesses within the community. So that comes up at 3 o'clock today. We look for it. Please flood the Facebook, flood everything, do comments, make sure that the commissioners know you want this funding within your community. Thank you for joining Capital City Chamber this morning with Chrissy Saunders and Mr. Moore. Thank you so much. Y'all have a great
day.
Bye.
Have a good day. See you later.